Alright, so I'm not saying I'm the biggest winner in the world or anything, but I've definitely made some changes in my life recently that's made me stop being such a loser. So I thought, why not sit down with you guys and just talk about it? So let's just get straight into it. Alright, first, I stopped trying to be someone I wasn't, and I did this in many different ways, but I'll just go over one of the main ways in this video. So for the longest time, I spent my weekends going out, getting drunk, and then feeling like shit in the morning, just like most of us do. And I kept doing this to myself for years just to fit in with what everyone else my age was doing, even though it wasn't me and it's not what I wanted. People always told me I should go out and party while I'm young and make memories and all that stuff, and I guess I just fell victim to that bullshit. At the end of the day, I was just wasting money standing in some sticky club, and the memories I was supposedly making were forgotten by the morning anyways. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a saint. I love a drink down the pub with my friends on the weekend, you know. It's nice to catch up with each other and talk about how our week's been and have a laugh, but there's a massive difference between that and just getting absolutely shit-faced. Like I was saying, I feel like I was forcing myself to go out because I was scared of missing out on the memories, but I slowly realised that I'm not missing out on anything and that's just not who I am, so I decided to start saying no to my friends and stop forcing myself to be someone I wasn't. Of course, you'll get the occasional banter from your mates telling you you're boring and all that sort of stuff, and when I was younger I'd let the peer pressure get to me, but now I'll just tell them they can get fucked. Like, enjoy your headaches while you're checking your bank account in the morning, lads, because I'll be feeling absolutely great. But just to wrap that up, if you feel like you're forcing yourself to be someone you're not just so you can fit in or because you think it'll make people like you, just be yourself, man. Fuck what everyone else is doing. Like, not to be cliche or anything, but there is only one of you at the end of the day, so you need to be using that to your advantage instead of hiding it away and fitting in with the crowd. Alright, next, I just stopped caring about what other people thought about me. So, when I was younger especially and in school, I always cared about what other people thought about me, and I'm not really sure why. I think maybe because obviously when you're in school you're worried a lot more about your reputation and having the most friends, so what people thought about you felt like it meant a lot. I was like this up until the past few years where I realised nobody actually cares about what you're doing, you know. Everyone's lives are way too busy to be caring about what you've got going on or what you're doing, because at the end of the day everyone's got their own shit going on. They might take the piss out of you for whatever it is you're doing or you're trying, but this will last, what, maybe a week at most, and if you don't react to it and just be proud of it, they'll forget about it and move on. For example, if I still cared about this sort of thing, I would have never started this YouTube channel, and I've wanted to do YouTube and content creation for the longest time, but I never tried it in fear of people finding it and teasing me about it. Now I just don't give a fuck. Like, doing YouTube is a big passion of mine, and I think it's crazy that I ever let other people's opinions of me stop me from doing things I wanted to do, so that's why I kind of think caring about what people think makes you a loser. Next, I started taking care of my health more and stopped being a fat slob. Now, I don't want to start sounding like those fitness gurus who shove the gym and clean eating down your throat and tell you it will change your life, because I know how annoying that shit can be, although it genuinely does change your life. I don't want to talk about all the benefits that always get mentioned, like it helping your confidence and how it makes you feel better mentally, because we've all heard that a million times, so I thought I'd just go over a few personal benefits that I noticed that made my quality of life better, and one of those being tiredness. So ever since I was a kid, I've always struggled with getting out of bed. I used to be late to school every day and late to work as well once I got old enough. But ever since I started eating healthier and exercising, I've been able to get out of bed as early as I want, and I don't feel like shit in the mornings either. This happened naturally as well, which is the craziest thing. It's not like I set 26 alarms and eventually I got out of bed. I just started waking up naturally at around 5:45, and where I would normally close my eyes and go back to sleep, I just felt awake and ready to go. Now, to you guys listening, this might not sound like a lot, but if you knew me personally, like, you'd understand how huge this actually is. Like, it's something I've struggled with my whole entire life, and to now just flip it on its head in an instant just because I'm eating better foods, it's crazy to me. Another one would be just how much money you actually save, you know. When I was eating like a fat bastard, I was spending probably £50 a week on takeaways. Now I spend nothing because I don't have them anymore. So just from not being a fat bastard, I saved myself £2,500 a year. Like, that's literally a few holidays that I can afford because I don't eat stupid shit anymore. And I think when you put it into a perspective like that, it's crazy. Not only that, but if you then combine it with what I was saying earlier about wasting my money partying, I'm probably saving double. So that's why it's just a huge win in my books. With me being able to be more productive at work and earning more money because I can get out of bed on time, and then pairing that with saving money because I'm not eating shit food anymore, I'd say it's made me much less of a loser. And then also you have the common benefits that I mentioned earlier, such as feeling better mentally and having more confidence. It's just been a huge step in the right direction in my life. So this next one is something I've only just started and I'm working on it every day, but I've still seen the benefits so early on, and it's just to stop consuming content every second of the day. So I watched a YouTube video from Paulie Walnuts on this, and he talked about this, and it opened my eyes massively. I'm going to link that in the description, and I'll probably put a photo on the screen of the video. Anyways, he talks about how he had to be watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast for everything he was doing, even if it was just walking to the shops or cooking food, and that's something I do too. Just for the most simple things like brushing my teeth or getting changed, I'd have to find a YouTube video to watch first, and I kind of thought that it was just my own personality and that it was never a problem, but It wasn't until I stopped doing that I realised how much of a problem it is, and that how much it changes your life once you stop doing it. You don't notice it, but when you're just consuming all day long, you don't actually think anymore. Like, all the noise from scrolling or listening blocks out your own thoughts. For example, I was struggling with ideas to make videos on, and looking back, I'm not surprised. My brain had no time to actually think because it was constantly digesting all the shit content I was feeding it. I know a lot of you listening do the same thing, so I challenge you to stop and try it for a week. And I don't mean you can't watch or scroll at all, but try not listening to music videos whilst you're cooking or eating, or maybe make an effort to go for a walk or go to the gym without taking your phone. I found that my thoughts have started to slow down for once, and for me, I've always had quite a fast brain. Like, my brain's always in overdrive, it's constantly going, so this was a huge thing for me. I feel like because my brain isn't trying to keep up with the fast, short form content that we all watch nowadays, it's finally had the ability to slow down a little bit. I'd recommend setting a few hours a day where you're not consuming content. Maybe replace that with some things that are good for your brain, like reading or learning a new skill. Like I said, it's not like you shouldn't watch or scroll YouTube at all, but just don't let it take over your life. Anyways guys, those were just a few quick things in my life that I stopped doing or I changed to make me much less of a loser, and honestly I'm in the happiest place I've been in right now. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and maybe you can take something away from it and apply it to your own lives and see if it makes a difference. I appreciate all the support. We're nearly at, well, I think we are at 31 subs now, which is insane since I only started a week ago, and I'm absolutely loving the journey and I appreciate all you guys. If you want to subscribe to be on this journey with me and maybe see more videos like this, then please go ahead. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace out.